And now we have Mr. Tamer El-Zanati, or Engineering Tamer El-Zanati. He will give us also a talk touching the same issue, but from different perspective. Mr. Tamer will give us a talk about navigating a storm, embracing crisis with emotional intelligence and spiritual resilience. Mr. Tamer, actually, he had a long experience for more than 20 years in telecom companies. And then he shifted his career, and because he's interested in human being psychiatric issues and how to uh, help people to know their power and how to empower them to act the best in their lives. And actually, I adore this career. And I know Mr. Tamer well, and I know he one of the top working in this career in Egypt, added to his own personality and his own morals, which support working in this career. Welcome, Mr. Tamer, and I'm sure we will enjoy it as we enjoyed Dr. Ahmed Abdullah talk, inshallah. You can share your presentation, please, and we are all listening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Arwa. Thanks to the whole organizing committee, the panel, and the attendees. And as you can notice that I am the only non-doctor or non-professor in the speakers. So that made me do an extra effort in research to really bring you something valuable within this is very rich agenda of the conference. So I will just go ahead and share my slides here. And within the coming 30 minutes, I will share with you the following topics under this topic, which is basically how to manage in crisis, how to really manage our emotions, our sanity in a very practical way. So I think Dr. Ahmed Abdullah already covered this topic, but I will very quickly go over the impact of fierce war on civilians. As you all know, that can result into post-traumatic stress disorder. It also creates high rates of depression and anxiety. So it's not only the post, it's actually within the whole event, you feel depression, you feel anxiety, especially that comes from losing people around you. We have seen in Gaza, whole families has been wiped from the surface of the earth, like 150 people died in a family. So that's really stressful. In addition to this destruction of homes that that people has lived in for their whole life, has been really wiped from the face of the earth. That's really stressful. Also, the disruption of the social support system, whole systems in Gaza, and any place that is under similar system has been disrupted. The health system has been disrupted. We have seen electricity, water, communications, so as well as the social support networks. That really we are, as human beings, are social creatures. So we need this support system, and the loss of it is really impactful. Also, the vulnerability to other psychological sources. I mean, we are talking about specifically children. I wanted to zoom in on children, that they are even having more impact as a result of this very stressful, this crisis, this very savage and very destructive situation. So they are more vulnerable, especially due to the fact that their brains are still in the process of developing. So their brains are not as resilient as us, and that can create psychological disorders. Children also can, like others, they can suffer from post-traumatic disorder. They can have impaired cognitive development, and they can really, I mean, still they are developing their skills, especially in regulating their emotions, and that can affecting them as well. And finally, that can create on the long term behavioral problems like aggression, like difficulty of forming healthy relationships. So imagine staying for this long period and under, being under siege, seeing people around you being killed, especially your family. So that would definitely change the personality of a child. So I wanted to bring here two main aspects. First aid aspect, and I'm bringing some techniques that has been researched by academia and by practical psychology that can help. First, mindfulness, meditation and breathing. And I will focus more on breathing in the coming slides. These different techniques, the mindfulness and meditation and the breathing, can really make us more aware. And being aware of the surrounding of what's happening reduce the stress of our self-talk, of our thoughts, of our fearful thoughts and emotions, because we become in the here and now. It does not completely treat the whole situation, but it brings more better resilience toward these stressful situations. Also, one of the good techniques that I always use with my clients, not necessarily for really working with difficult emotions like these, but with difficult emotions that we experience in life, is journaling. So taking the pen and really dumping your thoughts on paper, that helps a lot in expressing, especially in these very stressful situations where you don't necessarily have a professional therapist that you can go to, or a psychiatrist. So really expressing your emotions in a very safe way and private way, that can help you, can help people under these situations. Also engaging in physical activities whenever it's possible, because under these unsafe situations, maybe some of the activities are not possible, but whenever it's possible, like walking, like running, like exercising, any other physical activities can help a lot, because it helps bringing the different hormones that balance the mood and can bring more resilience here. More of that, very important part, and I think Dr. Ahmed already talked about, is really seeking social support. People that are going through the same situation with you, like friends, families, and even support group, and going into conversation with them, that helps a lot. That has a healing effect. And I remember when I was discussing with an American friend in the health system in the United States during the very early period of COVID, where the medical staff were really under stress due to a large number of deaths they are seeing, and there was no treatment yet, or vaccination, or protocols, and they were going through a high stress. And she told me that they started to have this organized group meetings between the staff about what they are going through, and that helped a lot into bringing more resilience to their emotions. Also engaging in creative outlets, especially people who have artistic talents, like doodling, like drawing, like playing music, like dancing. And we have seen this also as an act of war resistance. We have seen the dance of the Palestinian dance that is very similar to the indigenous in the United States. And that was like viral over the social media. And I think doing that, that brings more resilience, bring more resistance processing for difficult emotions, and also any other arts. And finally, whenever it's possible, seeking remote and online professional help from mental health practitioners. And I have seen lots of efforts from Egypt and from other countries to provide different services from practitioners, counselors, therapists, and even psychiatric to the people going through this issue. So I think these are different flavors of different things that can be uh, that can help processing difficult emotions. Emotions due to, as we said, due to seeing lots of death, bombardment, and other stressful situations. I will zoom in on one of the techniques that we have brought here, which is breathing, because I think that's the first aid that can help a lot and very accessible, especially in the absence of professionals and experts. So breathing techniques, there can be different techniques. The most simple one that I really like is the diaphragmatic breathing, which sometimes we call it the belly breathing. This is like very deep and slow breathing. So deep and slow inhale, and they call it belly breathing because you can notice when you do it deep enough, you can notice your belly, your stomach rising, and as if it's becoming full of air, because the diaphragm is like expanding and pushing the belly or the stomach to really to rise. So that's very slow and deep breathing can help. 5 minutes of doing such a breathing can help a lot to regulate and overcome a difficult emotion. Also, there's the box breathing, which is basically having this similar interval at 4 stages. So one stage, so it's like counting till 4 to breathe in and then holding through counting up to 4, and then exhaling through counting up to 4 again, and then hold again for 4. So it's like a square, breathing in, holding, breathing out, holding, and all of them for the same interval. Another breathing technique, which is the 4-7-8. So counting until 4 for breathing in, 7 holding, and 8 of exhaling. That also promote relaxation. We can really use these techniques with ourselves if we are under the stress and going through an anxiety attacks or experiencing difficult emotions, or also we can guide others around us. As professionals, we can guide our patients, or we can guide our family members or friends whenever we feel they are in a situation that needs intervention. And it helps a lot when we train ourselves ahead of time. Here are 3 other breathing techniques. There is the alternate nostril breathing, where you breathe in from one nostril and breathe out from the other nostril. That is coming from the Oriental culture, the East culture, especially yoga, and helps basically as other breathing techniques to promote relaxation and balance the energy, because you allow circulation by using both nostrils. One of them for inhaling, and the other one is for exhaling. And actually, if you look at the yoga techniques, if you do it right to left, it will bring awakening energy where you feel wake up and energized. And if you do it the other way around, it helps you to sleep. Mindful breathing, and that brings to the breathing another mindful exercise where you still breathe deeply and slowly, breathe in and breathe out, and also focus on one thing in your mind. So one thing, the easiest thing to focus on is focusing on your breathing. So it helps a lot. While breathing, we focus on the path of the breath. So getting into the nostrils and then going through the throats to the lungs and then going back is just with your mind. You follow the whole breath journey in and out with all the sensations. How does it feel in the internal organs, the temperature, and everything. So that brings another dimension to the breathing, which is basically mindfulness that controls the mind from going into this fearful and anxiety thoughts. And finally, this one is a new technique that has been used specifically. They start teaching them to soldiers in the West in order to manage their anxiety attack. And they call it the physiological sigh, where you inhale through the nose, a long and slow inhale, and then stop and take a second one, which is short and quick, like this. So one long, and then you exhale. The studies that has been made on this breathing techniques, that it takes shorter time to balance the emotions, to take you out of the anxiety attack. So it can really take a minute or two, while other techniques can take more than 5 minutes. So that's also a first aid under really severe situations. So this is from first aid point of view. I would like also to talk about more existential healing that is long term. I'm sorry for that. And basically is about having a life purpose, meaning a specific mission that I am having in life, and that I am going through the difficulties, understanding that I would like to achieve that. Very much this is related to spirituality, especially in religions, people who believes in the afterlife, and that we are living in this life in order to achieve that. So whatever we do, that would be somehow deciding on how do we live after life, believing in God, that we are doing this for God, and that He has sent us into this life to have specific mission. So believing in the mission that really suits your capabilities that God has given you, and really focusing on that and dedicating your life for it, and putting all your energy in it, thinking about it, feeling about it, helps a lot to make the person more resilient in front of the difficult situations, especially things like war. So it provides sense of directions, because the more I have one thing that I need to achieve and I feel that this is my mission in life, I start looking at the different situation that I go through in my life in relation to this big picture, in relation to this mission. And also I start to feel that the price I'm paying right now from my emotions and even other difficulties is a price to really achieve this meaning and fulfilling this mission that I have been given by God. It also serves as an anchor during the difficult time. It's like, yes, it's difficult time, and I have a role within this difficult time. And we see this with professionals like doctors, like journalists, like other service people, not only soldiers, but they accept. I have seen doctors following the news who are standing on their feet for days without sleeping, without forgetting about eating, maybe trying to help people because there's like a mission in their mind. They believe in this mission and they believe that they have to fulfill this mission. This is why they are facing this difficulty. Probably they are facing more than any other people because they are seeing life as being taken away minute by minute for days and days. And this is very depressing. This is very stressful on their emotions, but they still are able to do it because they believe in this mission. It also, as I said, it enhances resilience and coping strategies and enable individuals to endure and navigate challenges during war. It also increasing psychological well-being. If you look, I mean, we have seen lots of people on TV in Gaza, especially this great man, Al-Dahdouh, who is the reporter of Al Jazeera. We have seen this guy is very calm, standing strong, like almost 24 hours after the death of his whole family, his beloved wife and his beloved children. The guy is standing strong and delivering, and you can see like very resilient, very psychologically sane person, very rational while reporting what's going on in Gaza. That comes from really believing in a mission and that did not happen in one day. It happens over years and years of believing in this mission, believing in God and what He created him to do, and trying to fulfill that. It also gives faster sense of identity and belonging. Okay, it's like I know what do I belong to, especially when I belong to God, belonging to the mission that I'm having here, belonging to the society that I'm serving, and belonging to the role I am playing here. So it gives that is like enriching in the soul. And finally, it enables individuals to find strength and meaning in their experience, even in the face of adversity. This is very important here because challenges might not go away, and challenges might even increase, but it becomes meaningful. So it's completely different when I go through challenges, and you have seen that maybe on the other side. Some people are going really crazy. It's like they are not being able to stand even less stress than what's going in Gaza, because they don't relate to a specific meaning of their life, specific mission. But when you have this mission in mind and trying to fulfill it, you know that God has created you to deliver this mission and go back to Him, just saying, God, I delivered the mission, and He smiles at you. This will bring you great strength, even with the highest adversity. I think I finished my my presentation here. I only bringing to you all the references that I have used to create this presentation, and I hope it's benefiting the attendees and everyone. And last thing I want to say, whatever we do, it's nothing compared to the average person living in Gaza.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tamer. It's very fruitful. And me personally, actually I benefit a lot and I gain a lot of knowledge. And really, I've seen in your presentation techniques that I personally tried for an anxiety control and this, and it really works. And the most thing that I like in your presentation, that it's applicable. We don't need resources to do what you are talking about, or what about what you have talked and present in your presentation. It's so easy just to support people by let them doing some techniques that help decreasing and alleviating their anxiety. Thank you very much.